and I am from the Freedom Club. We are here tonight to do a masterclass on ads, on conversions, on page optimization, and all things e-commerce. I'm here to help. So we're going to be looking through live ad accounts today and giving direction for people on how to scale and move forward. So with that in mind, let's open up the floor and go answer some questions. Let me share my screen. These are the questions we're going to be answering today. What's up, Renee? All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, only 3 questions today. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it might be a quick night. Renee, you're first. Jump on your site and your ad data. You've recently added caching. Can you get more clarity on the product photos not matching the upsells in the bundles? Should I keep them or should I change them? The other products, so people choose and will look more fluid. So you turned off some ads back on because they did well in July last year. Oh, there's a lot. Before we did this, you thought you thought in your testing campaign to see how they would go in today's market, and they weren't good. Not sure why you turned them back on. It was a fuck around and find out mood. Hey, sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it. So you've been turning ones off and taking spend and not profitable. Here are the movements. Add a caching bundle. Was looking too wild. Turned off some stuff. Okay, so you did a lot of stuff. Renee's been busy. Tuesday, you did an A/B test by adding replacement blades, and someone brought them that today. You've de-shedded. You have a de-shedding brush, rake, but you have a feeling your customer base is oodle hair, so not the right brush for them. You've started loading up a brush that is tailored for oodle hair, so you can bundle it. Cool. Okay, nothing on Wednesday. Here's some stats. Okay, let's take a look. Do I have access to my Paul's ad account? I can answer that myself. I can go see. Ah, right. My Paul's. Okay, my Paul's. Alrighty. Let's start with your ads. Just to get a ballpark of where we're at this week. We'll look at your ads over the past 10 days. $79 a purchase for the paw trimmer. Paw trimmer testing, $55 a purchase. We need to get these down. We need to get these back down again. They're creeping back up. All right. When we look at the overall events that are happening, 21 add to cart, 16 checkouts, and 11 purchases. That's not bad. 22 add to carts, 20 checkouts, and 10 purchases. That's about average. They were better between the week 15th and the 1st and the 15th. Okay. All right. Looking at give me a second here, will you? Okay. I'm gonna come back to these in a second. Loved by over 5,000 pet parents, Australia's #1 sensitive pet hair trimmer. Can you make your videos on your product photos play automatically? Yeah, they do. They do play automatically. In fact, you could even, if you wanted to, make your first image could be this video. It could be. I don't know how well that would perform. Not sure. They don't play on mobile. Interesting. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to compare this to another website. Okay. You're being very gentle with your marketing. And that could be something we can work on. The websites that I've seen that are selling similar products and doing really well, they're actually having more like, instead of safe trimming between groomers, that implies that if you buy this, it's not going to be good enough to like do a full groom. And look, I know it's not. Obviously, I know it's not going to be as good as a full groom, but you don't need to tell people that on your landing page. So you might want something more like stress and anxiety-free trimming. That sounds way better. Quiet motor keeps pups calm. That's cool. Lightweight design for control. I don't think people are buying this for the lightweight design. Not too sure about that one. Cordless grooming anywhere. That's pretty cool. And maybe instead of lightweight design, maybe you could have like save money. Save money so you don't have to go to the groomers. Now I know that pet parents will, and you know I would certainly buy this sort of stuff and still know that I'm going to take my dogs to the groomers, but you don't have to have that on the landing page. I think these could be, what I'm trying to say is these could be stronger. These could be much, much stronger. Now, what happens when we raise the price? Do we have any problems raising the price? Does it still perform? Okay, so perfect trimmer, $64. The kit, $115, which gets me the perfect trimmer and the claw calm grinder. Now, the problem I had with the image is it's not so much that they don't match. It's just that looking here, trying to figure out what this is, I can't see the product image. Now, maybe that's just something you have to play with inside of the app, the caching app, and see if you can make these images larger. Okay. You got your reviews here. Free returns, 24-hour dispatch, and fast shipping. What about the 30-day risk-free trial? That's certainly something that you could put there instead of the free returns. It's something we have on all of our stores, and there's a reason for that. Stores perform better when we have that risk-free trial right here. Your frequently bought togethers, if you're going to have these right here, you should probably try and have an add to cart button underneath so that people can just add it to their cart and not leave the page. Stress-free grooming from home, great. These videos are fantastic. I reckon with those little like at this point for you, it's these little tiny things that are going to push that conversion rate up. Now, I do have another suggestion, and I don't think you're going to like it, but I'm going to suggest it anyway. For websites like this, where pets are involved, you should consider putting on Wheelio. It works really well in pet stores. It's fun. So look, my pop-up that pops up from, I use OmniSend, you can use Klaviyo, but my email pop-up has a 13% conversion rate. 13%. In addition to that, it pops up first time you visit my website, says, hey, join our mailing, like get a mystery discount is what best worked for me. Get a mystery discount. And on top of that, I also have this bad boy, which pops up when someone tries to leave the website. So this is set to trigger, not waiting for any time, but only when they leave the website. It pops in right as they're scrolling up, going to close the tab down. It says, hey, come and win something. And as you saw at the start here, where was that page? Over the last 7 days, this has given me like 10% conversion rate. So it doesn't convert as high as my other pop-up, but it gave me an additional 157 new emails over the past 7 days that I would never have had before. And that alone might be enough to push your conversion rate down. If you're getting those emails, that's 157 people in my welcome series that would have never been there before. So if you have a fun type of website that has fun vibes, that advertises something for animals or something for kids or something to keep people happy, Wheelio is an absolute necessity. Doesn't work on all websites. You wouldn't put it on a serious type of website, but you would absolutely put it on a pet website. Now, you might be tempted to go and use the wheel spinning component of Klaviyo or the wheel spinning component in Omnisend, or you might want to go find a cheaper Wheelio app on Shopify, and my advice is don't. There's a reason why I use Wheelio. It's one of the only, if I could show you how, I don't think I can show you the preview. It's one of the only apps that slides in perfectly on both desktop and mobile, takes up the entire screen, has a beautiful animation as this thing pops in, which grabs the user's attention. With a lot of the other ones don't have that. And right out of the box, I don't have to have those stupid tick boxes, because we're in Australia. We don't have to worry about those consent tick boxes that all of the people in Europe have to worry about, or America have to worry about. We're quite lucky. And this app allows me to turn them off, which is why the conversion rate is so high. Okay, now moving on. Looking at your ads, we've got 1.7 ROAS on the $55 Paul Trimmer testing. And the top of funnel, we're losing money. So let's look over the past 30 days. Well, at least look in January alone. 1.7, 1.7. Ooh, we're almost there. Let's sort this by spend. Okay, so C9, C27. All right. So C9, this is your top spending ad. We're very unlikely to ever get a top spending ad that's going to be profitable. But a lot of us look at that and think, oh shit, look, I've spent $900 on this one. We've got $50 per purchase. That's not quite profitable. I better turn it off. And I'll tell you what, most people, when they turn it off, the rest of the ad set completely tanks. So why does that happen? Why is it when we turn off the highest spending ad, which was getting not a not profitable spend, we turn it off and the whole ad set goes to shit? Well, this is a top of funnel ad. Facebook is spending the most amount of money on this ad because it feels like this is the ad that new people want to see. And because it feels that way, it's showing this ad to people first. And if they look at this ad and they look at it for a few seconds, or they interacted with it in some way, if that happens, then they're going to show these other ads. And these other ads are used to kind of mop up and get those conversions. And that's why these ones are cheaper. When you turn C9 off, because the other ads aren't very good at top of funnel, you might find the cost per conversion goes up. And you want to turn your top of funnel back on. You might find the opposite. You might turn off the ad that Facebook says is top of funnel. It may choose another random one to be top of funnel, and it might be better. It might be better. But you have to look at your statistics over a long period of time and decide if that's what's going on. So we've got C18 and C9. These look great. I don't know why you turned off C18 or C9. I'd leave them on.
This is the sharpest and most flexible pet shaver I've ever seen. What's even more amazing?
That's a great ad. Now, the other thing to look at is conversion rate. So let's look over the past week and see if we can figure out this conversion rate. So we have had 21 purchases and how many link clicks? Oh, that's a lot of link clicks. So 495 link clicks. So 21 purchases divided by 495 clicks is 0.4. Is that a 4% conversion rate? Damn, that's nice. And look at the CPM there, $24. That's so cheap. Ah, the click-throughs. Your click-throughs are not great. I see. So, okay. Starting to paint a bit of a picture here. C9 was your best performing top of funnel, but its cost per click was high. The cost per click on this one is high. So when you're looking at CVR, it doesn't matter if you have 11% one day. It doesn't matter if you have -1 the next day. What matters is your CVR over 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, and 30 days. Just the longer time you have, the more accurate it is. So Facebook is telling me this. This is the picture that I'm seeing. This is a good top of funnel ad, but the cost per click is too high. So it likes this style of ad. It likes this message of ad. What can we do to this to increase the number of clicks that we get? Because the number of clicks that we're getting is quite low. We are at 0.94% click-through rate. In fact, the same for C27. The same for C33. These ads are good enough to get conversions, but we're not getting enough clicks. So how do we get more clicks out of this? I wonder if we can take a better photo. I wonder if we can change the colors, make it pop a little bit more. I certainly don't like the headline here. We have an AI headline. Which you probably can't easily change. You may have to start again. You may have to keep this one paused and recreate similar ads. Because that headline there has a nice big AI thing and I can't see the offer. And the thing is, if you would combine this with an offer, like 50% off limited time only, then you're going to have yourself a pretty good deal, a pretty good ad. Now you've got, does your pup have grinchy paws? We should have a second line there that says 5,000 other dog owners or 5,000 other dog lovers swear by this grooming tool or something. Add a second line there. Add in some social proof. But yeah, if this was my account, my priority would be on those things that we talked about earlier, but also my highest priority will be getting different variations of this ad that work. And that's what I think you should do. All right. Renee, thank you very much for that. And now Alex. Something's wrong with the ad spend. It's very slow. Please help me rectify this. I'm not sure how to give me access. So Alex, in your business settings, go to people and then add me as a user with admin on your ad account. My email is okay. Yeah, test 4 or 5 different variations of that type of ad in a different in a different ad set for like $20 a day to figure out which variation is going to be the winner. Miguel made some changes to the landing page. Let's take a look. Relax Air travel bag. Your entire trip in one bag. Back 14 days. Close stay folded. This looks great. Beautiful video there. Oh, yes. Add-on, you kind of, this is too big. This is not, I mean, you got the right idea, but it's not what I was looking for. What I was looking for was a scrolling thing. Let's see if I can find one. Do I have one on my page? No, I don't have one on my page. Where have I seen one recently? Maybe I can show you in section store. So in section store, we've got, where is section store? This is an app that you can install. And in this app, you can go and buy little components to stick in your theme. They're really cheap. They're like $15. Some of them are exactly what I'm talking about here. Not scrolling text, scrolling logo cloud. This is what you want. This is exactly what you want. I'll go to the demo store. Yes. Buy one of these and add this to your store and go and put all those logos in there. But don't just put Australian Airlines, because people are buying in Australia, but they might be flying on Japan Airlines. They might be flying on Singapore Airlines. All the big ones, put them all in there. And the reason why you want that is because if I'm buying this to fly, I might, in the back of my mind, be thinking, shit, what if Japan Airlines has different baggage requirements? Now, we know they don't, but having the logo there is going to tell me that I can trust your website and I can buy the thing that I want, and I'll know that it's going to fit in the bag thing. The rest of these are quite good. Yeah, so fix up that thing there and add the thing that I suggested, and that will do much better. Should you go with ads from here? Where should you go with ads from here? Do I have your ad account? Relax. I don't know if I've got your ad account. No, I can't see it. Let me just double check. Triple check. One second, I'm just going to have to look through my email real quick. See if I got access to this Relax Air. I do. Aussie Outlet? Was that it? Is it Aussie Outlet? Relax Air, this is the one. All right, cool. Found it. Okay. Last 30 days. Okay. What I want you to do, I want you to add that scrolling logo. then I want you to retest these ads for a few more days. Not this first one. This one got all of the spend. V1 got all the spend, but it's definitely not doing any of the heavy lifting here. Oh, wait a minute. It's a good ad, but it had terrible click-through. Versus S5. Which got good click-through. Oh, I love the little shop now. That's a cool little idea. I have to put that in my idea bank. Look at that click-through. The click-through is amazing. Ah, V1 almost had some checkouts there. Almost. Dude, you're pretty... Yeah, look. Fixed up the section store. Launch this again. And... You know, one thing we didn't look at? I want you... If you can... If you're on Klaviyo... Invite me to Klaviyo. Please invite me to Klaviyo. I want to see your stats. My email for Klaviyo is... Okay. I want to see your stats. I want to look at your form submit rate, and I want to see if we can improve that. I reckon if we can improve your form submit rate, then we're going to do much, much better. So I'll wait for that invite to come through and I'll take a look. But in the meantime, yeah, fix up the section store and let's add those ads. All right, Sam, is it possible to find when to turn your ads, when to turn off? Is it possible to find when to turn off your ads in a campaign? Your costs per purchase have gone up this month. Your sales have gone considerably low as well. You're in the process of remixing Dimmer's ads and adding more UGC styled videos. Yeah, that's a tough question. And we have to figure out why that's happening. So is the cost per click getting higher, or is the CTR getting lower, or is it just that the cost per click and the CTR are roughly the same as they were, but the cost per purchase is going up? Flex Hub is your SOT. Okay, I'm going to be careful when I type that URL in. Flex Hub. Okay, stretch slope. $30 per purchase over the last $40 per purchase over the last 30 days. CPM is cheap as hell, and the cost per click is $1.69. Jesus Christ. Versus $31. $1.76 per click in December. Let me write this down. CTR was 1.25. And your CPM is $21.96 versus January. CTR's gone down. It was already low, so it's gone even further. Your cost per link click is around about the same. And your CPM has gone from $22 to $16. So it could be, this is just a theory that I have in my head right now. It could be that in December, people were buying this for gifts. And now they're not. Less people are interested. It could be that. Your CPM is $5 lower, $6 lower than it was in December. So even though your CTR has gone down, you've been able to maintain this because you're getting charged less for your ads. So what we need to do is get that cost, that CTR up. And that's what we need to do. Now, what you don't have is good UGC.
If you want to stay active and pain-free, this might be your secret weapon. It targets tight calves and
That's cool, but
strength.
You haven't really given me the proper problem. Achilles pain. There we go. That's the proper problem. So who is buying this? Let's take a look. So when you look through your demographics, you're going to get really excited with the first time I show you this, and you go like, oh, wow, I didn't know we could do that. Most people are going to look at this and go, I didn't get anything meaningful from there. Some people are going to look at this and go, oh, wow. For you, you're one of those people who should go, oh, wow. Males are really outpacing the females on this one. They're getting most of the spend and much cheaper cost per result. So if I were you, the first thing that I'd be doing is making ads for men with men in them. Okay? And not even... I would have a separate campaign targeting men. Okay, second thing. Age. 25 to 34-year-olds, not bad, but not that much ad spend. The real ad spend comes in here for the 55s and the 45s. My age and above, that makes sense. This is something I would do for my terrible habit of sitting at my desk for too long. So I would do a targeted campaign for men 45 to 64. I would have a man 45 to 64 in the UGC video. And the first thing he needs to be talking about is his fasciitis or whatever it is, the plantitis or whatever. And have one video for every leg condition. You increased your price by $10 in the 1st of January. That might do it. That might do it. And, but this data here for you is extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. The first thing that I would do with the ads that you've currently got is don't touch this ad set. You can decrease your price by $10. That's probably a good idea. You can then decrease the budget of this by 10% to try and get that cost per conversion number down. Decreasing your budget should decrease the cost per conversion. Duplicate this and make the duplicated one an ad set that is targeting men only from 45 to 64, but you need to go a step further when you're doing the targeting. You need to go into the new ad set and you need to go in and click this further limit the reach of your ads. You need to then click further reach the limit of your ads again. And now you can actually fully target those men. So that I would do. The next thing that I would do is go immediately and order UGC or at least go and find or put your UGC ads up to go start finding those UGC people. And I would be finding 2 or 3 men to do it. And I would start researching all the leg conditions that cause pain that this thing can solve, so that when you get your UGC person, you can write a script and you can say, hey, I want you to write a script and record yourself with these 3 hooks. They'll give you the video back. Ask for it with no music. That way, when you get your video back, you can edit out the 3 different hooks from that one purchase. So like a $200 purchase, UGC turns into 3 videos. And you can start to test those hooks with the different leg problems. I would especially go for, and I know this might sound weird to those who have an untrained ear, I would go for autistic people. And you can't go for autistic people, but I would mention autistics, and I would mention hypermobility in the legs, because there's a lot of the population of Australia that are autistic and have this exact same problem. So that's an idea there. So that's 3 different ideas there to get this thing going. And of course, A/B testing your pop-up. So whenever I've got my pop-up working and I got, I didn't just get Homecraftology's pop-up to be 13% sign-up rate just by chance. The reason why my sign-up rate is so high is because I was never satisfied until I got to about 10, 13%. I would have my pop-up and I would run A/B tests on the email pop-up constantly. I mean, absolutely constantly. Because how else are you supposed to optimize unless you're testing? So Sam, do all those things and we'll get you back on top, my friend. I think that's it for today. It is. I'm going to take an early mark today, guys, and I will be back on Sunday for more product research. And I'll see you guys all then.